Normal Guandao, Mastery rank 4, 202 damage, 4% status, 28% crit. The Prime, Mastery rank 12, 240 damage, 32% crit chance, 20% status chance. This is a huge improvement over the standard one. With the parts, the blade comes on the Neo Z6 relic. The Lith P5 relic holds the blueprint as the uncommon, and the Meso G2 has the handle. This thing, it's only across 3 relics. Even though you will need 2 blades for this, which is the common drop from the Neo Z6, and of course every one of these relics does tell you where they drop and where you can obtain them from. You just search the codex for the prime you're looking for and they will appear. Very handy, much better than the key situation that these used to be behind a long time ago. Best way to show the difference between these, higher attack speed, more combo duration, higher crit chance, higher crit multiplier, higher slam attack, slam radius, slide attack, status percentage, impact, puncture, slash, total, the heavy attack, everything apart from the wind up. All of this much better on this. I'm not hunting it back out there because I scrolled and lost it. Best of all, comes with 2 V's and a D. The D, well, if you have a Riven for this, for those who are going to ask, that's not a Riven for this, that's why that's popping up. If it's a D polarity, great. Otherwise, well, if you need to polarize this for whatever reason, you are dropping a Forma in, you can get rid of the D, because really there isn't much, apart from ice damage, that goes on here that really needs the polarity. At all. But I'm just going to throw that on, because it's there. One of the main reasons I actually grew to absolutely love this melee weapon way more than I expected simply came down to the fact of, let's call it, borrowing a Riven, which increased the heavy damage, oh, just so much. It has crit chance, it has crit damage, it also adds cold to it. So the viral that I have added with Virulent Scourge, Vicious Frost, has been increased even more. So it's nearly 100% crit chance, 5.3 times crit multiplier. Ooh, 1,500 damage. Actually over, it's 1,610. It, wow, as long as you keep that heavy attack going as well, it doubles. It's just, it's nuts. I mean, there is no explaining this weapon. Really wanted to turn around and say it's good, but ooh, there's a good question for you. What was the name of the sword that came with Nightwave Series 5? The Vitrica, I think it was. I want to say that was better, because it can glass enemies, which can freeze them, and then you can heavy slam the floor and it shoots a shockwave. But this took me off guard, if I'm being honest, because I used this afterwards, and wow. Okay, it doesn't do anywhere near the same amount of damage that does, but it is really close. This does, unmodded, 240. The Vitrica does 333. But that's where this thing really kind of came into its own. I've heard it referred to more than once as what could possibly be the new best melee in the game. I'm going to stick with the Vitrica just because it has the ability to freeze enemies, but taking this off is going to hurt. It really does a nice amount of damage. But as you may have noticed, that D polarity did find its way to falling off. I turned it into a V to fit this Riven, which in hindsight wasn't really such a good idea, since, as I mentioned previously, I was borrowing this Riven. Without the Riven, it still works really well. It doesn't have as much crit chance, it doesn't do as much damage because it does lose the cold mod. But, oh, there is no real words for this. Did not expect this thing to be as good as it turned out to be for something that It's basically just a slightly better version of the normal Guandao, and it really shouldn't be as good as it is. It is well worth the form. You may need 2 blades, a handle and a blueprint to put this thing together, but it is well worth it. It may actually be stronger. Who am I kidding? It doesn't do as much damage as the... and I keep forgetting the name of this thing. Vitrica? I keep wanting to call it the Veritux or something else. But it's not as strong as the Vitrica, which came out at pretty much exactly the same time, which is the main reason to kind of compare the two. It may have a little bit less status, but it has more crit chance. It has more crit multiplier, and that's kind of where it comes into its own, plus that 1.0 attack speed before Berserker kicks in. If the only thing that could have made this thing better is if it was over 100% crit chance. Oh, but wait, it is. It may say that it has 91, I do believe it was, 0.1% crit chance, but you do have to remember with Blood Rush in there, that adds another 60% crit chance that stacks with the combo multiplier, meaning this thing basically over 100% crits with every hit. Maybe not the first hit, but every one after. You could swap True Steel out for pretty much anything, but remember, again, that's doubled the crit chance with heavy attacks. So 91.9% crit chance, doubled with the heavy, is 182.2, and then there's the 60% that can count on top of that. Yeah, this thing was absolutely amazing, well worth getting a hold of, well worth the form. If you can get a Riven for it, even better if you can be lucky enough to roll it for a crit chance and crit damage past that. Any other perks to it that add a bonus will be great. The fact that it had viral as well, I really wish I could keep this Riven. But because I can't, I will probably put the Velictus back on. I said it again, didn't I? It's not the Velictus, it's the Vitrica. Eventually. I do have to give this Riven back at some point, but for now I'm just going to enjoy this as it's meant to be, as I have it right now, so we'll leave this off here for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.